Good morning. Welcome to Smart and Messy. There's a time to be born, there's a time to die, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to embrace, and a time to be far from embraces, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. Ecclesiastes 3 1 through 8 tells us the seasons of life. I said because, and I'm here because I wanted to discuss something, just let it flow. What I'm saying is coming from a higher source. I never know exactly how it's going to come out, but I just know there's something that I need to say. When I was 22 years old, I had a visionary dream, or maybe it was a prophecy, I do not know. Whereas China would rise as a world leader, and that the dragon's tail would become the head. I remember it clearly. I was sitting, I think, in my living room, and suddenly this thought ran through my head. And then that night I went to sleep and I had a dream, and I kept seeing like this red flag with the emblem on it. And I knew that it was China, the country of China. I saw a dragon flying above with fire coming from its mouth. And I looked up to it and I heard the tail will become the head. And then I woke up. For many years, I didn't understand that visionary dream. But now I think I understand that China will become a world leader due to trade wars. That's all I'll say about that. But sometimes I sit in nature, and I haven't in a while, and I usually spend a lot of time in nature. In nature, I call it my church because I don't believe that a church is a place with four walls. And the closest I feel to source is in nature. You can learn so much from just watching animals in nature itself. The mama bird gets up early in the morning to gather worms to feed her babies. The lioness hunts while the father protects. The ants start to gather their food in the summer and the fall to prepare for the harsh winters. Some time ago, I made a prediction that perhaps this coming winter or the coming weather would become very, very harsh, and that it would be a great time to gather and store your food because something to do with the food, that the food and the water, I feel that something very off will happen to it. So, just like the ants gather their food in the summer and the fall, we should be doing the same. A new earth, or should I say, a new world, is about to be born. But first, it must go through labor pains. Labor pains, they hurt, they're awful. You don't really want to go through labor. But once the idea or soul is birthed into the earth, you pretty much forget the labor pains. Something beautiful is about to be birthed and born. A new world where the tail will become the head and the heads will no longer be the head but become the tail. But it won't be like it's been in the past because a higher source will be in total control, as is and was from the beginning. You must know from whence you've come in order to know where you should go. I'm sorry for the breaks in between, but I go along with my downloads. So just know things are going to get shaken up a little bit before they get better, but it will get better. And all those trapped or held down will soon rise. Not for an awful bad reason, but for truth, for goodness, and to let you know that Source is in control. Have a good day. Smart and messy, colored roses and thorns.